how's it going? My name is James P. White. That is Chris Mooney. This is the Bald and Short of It podcast. Yes, I am full of piss and vinegar today. I have so much energy. I have no idea where I got it from because I got up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and I have a cold. So I don't want to get into that. I want to get into some positive. Let's have some fun. This is the Bald and Short of It podcast. That is Chris Mooney. This is James P. White. I know I've said it once. I'm saying it again. And this is episode number 50. 50. And both of us are still alive. I don't even know if people
Wow.
are actually listening or if there's going to be assassination attempts on 52, but who knows? I am so excited, and I
we
want to
got
get
a
in.
we got. I should mention that we got a pretty good following. Like, there's people that reach out to me that watch regularly, weekly, and that really enjoy us watching us circle the toilet bowl of loathing and hatred.
Yes,
So
and we haven't sank yet.
yeah,
Um,
and of like 50 episodes, you know how many hours that is of you and me just like fucking bullshitting?
Dude, that's over 100 hours. Like, that's like
That's
I
nuts.
have, and I have to edit that shit, and we don't need to go there. But
Good.
on for episode 52 for our anniversary, we are gonna have a best of like I've got a bunch of stuff cut. I've been trying to keep up, but with the new job, my time is limited. But I don't even know why I have so much energy. When I left work, I felt like got ran over by a toilet bowl. Um, but um, I I want to get into something. Okay, comment about my hair.
Okay.
You've been sitting there smirking
Just
and
ogling,
going
ogling
and and
your
and
salad
and,
or lack
and
thereof.
going. Yeah, just do it.
Well, like for those of you listening, this is new for you, but Jimmy was freshly shorn last Friday, so like 4 days ago. Like, you were right down to the wood, and now
Yeah,
now it's like you've like you all of the growing that you should have done is done by your follicles.
like my yeah.
Like,
Um,
but that was a pretty heavy-handed baldophilic move there. Like, friend of the
why?
podcast, Johnny, and me, we're both
How is it
we both bring it down to the wood, and then you roll in on Friday to the bar, and you've got you look just like us. It's like mini Mooney.
But I didn't
Like,
do it. I didn't do it for
you're
you.
gonna start listening to yacht rock and like fucking
The thing
playing
is,
guitar,
if you
like
look
becoming an Oiler fan,
if you
wearing the
look
same
at some
clothes
of
as me.
our if you look at some of our earlier podcasts in the summer, I always shave it down to the wood, and then because my hair is so thick that I sweat so much if I don't shave it down.
You're gonna have
So
to get after it in a week because you'll have an afro like by the time we do the next one. That shit grows, man.
oh, dude, like it was. Just so everybody knows, when we started talking about my haircut, I am actually putting a picture side by side of when I got it bald to now, and which is less than a week.
Yeah,
So,
it's crazy. But yeah, definitely careful there. Your baldophilia is showing. Try to. You'll
do
never
you
be one of
realize
us as hard
do
as you try.
do you realize that the way you say it that I I think you're more baldophilia than I am because as soon as you saw me with this, you were rubbing my head, you were getting all handsy, and and I'm like, you finally found a bald guy that you could molest. Um,
That looks good, buddy.
yeah, I
You
hate
got
it when
you
people.
got the
I
you got the reaction you were looking for, eh?
But I hate it when people rub my head. And I think I punched you in the nuts at one point over
Yeah,
last
it was
weekend
worth it. It was worth it.
because you touch my head, I punch you in the nuts. That's my
No,
rule.
it was worth it. I was happy to do it, and I'm glad. If that's the price I got to pay, I'll pay it every day.
Okay, now I need to get something out of the way because for those of you who are new to listening, we we always write down notes, like just highlights of stuff that we want to cover. And I saw this at the top of the notes, and I need to know what the hell is going on. Okay, this is before we get into what are you drinking.
Sure.
Okay. Jimmy pissed Mooney off on Friday. How did I piss you off on Friday?
I wrote that in, eh? Was that me wrote it?
I think it was you, because
Yeah.
I didn't write it because.
So I'll just tell you, like, okay, well, we hung out on Saturday too, and and you said that, and we went out Friday, and it was just you and me at Sherbrooke. And honestly, like when we went home, like or when we did, it was kind of early, and
Yeah, it was around 9:30.
yeah, it was kind of early,
But we started drinking at
yeah,
4.
yeah.
And
So
and you're a lightweight.
oh, take it easy there, pal. No, I didn't have much gas in the tank, so I was pretty happy to come home anyway. But then Saturday you said, "Oh yeah, I went out to this or whatever after," and you seem to think that I was pissed off that you didn't invite me, but that's not it. It's that you didn't mention it. You know the difference?
Why would I mention it?
Well, like
you know why I didn't. You know why I didn't mention it. Do you want to know why? Are you sitting down?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I was at an anniversary party with some ex-radio people. It was a friend of mine. Their anniversary, and we went to a tap room. You hate tap rooms. We had a whole break on our podcast that you won't do a pub crawl, like a tap room pub crawl, because and this is a full out warehouse where you walk up to and you're sitting at picnic tables, and that's exactly what it was.
It's like drinking in someone's garage.
And I love those things. Those are so much fun. I like you're stuck up bitch.
No, it's not that I wouldn't go. Like I've been, we've hung out at joints like that. I'm saying that compared to a good saloon, tap rooms suck. And it's like hanging out in your fucking neighbor's garage.
You can.
That's it.
And we were at Long Roof, and actually when we go to Julian's, they actually sell a Long Roof beer.
Yeah.
And I was at Long Roof. I love their stuff.
You know which tap room is actually pretty good as far as that goes? There's two that come to mind. The first one is the Monolith, like Blind Enthusiasm. Like that's like an actual bar. Like that feels like a saloon.
Yeah, but you're also saying that because your buddy runs it. So
no, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Want to be banned by your buddy?
No, if you walk in there, it's like there's a full on bar. Like I think it might be Cushion. Like we've been there, and then the other one is Growlery by my place out by the old airport downtown.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's all right too. Like you can still see the back, but it has its own kind of seating area, and they actually they cared enough to, not just, drop a fucking picnic table and sawdust and shit.
Okay. So you know what? And, I should have mentioned something to you, and, I just assumed that with the fact that it was at a tap room that you wouldn't have been, you would have just come up with some excuse like you had hemorrhoids or something to not go, so to not hurt my feelings because I finally invited you to something, even though you have family events at your house, and I'm usually the last one you invite, or we talk about it on the podcast. Oh, I had all kinds of friends and family over. I had Deeks over. I had like
you cousins. Get invited to all that shit. Fuck off.
No, there was a couple of times that you didn't, and you go, oh, I could have invited you. I didn't think about it. But I want to end this conversation with one thing. So this week, I'm not going to say how, or I came across a place where I got some cheap booze. I got some good stuff for really cheap. And I haven't cracked it yet.
Oh, that's good stuff. Macallan is
I have
awesome.
it, and I will crack it the next time I'm invited to your house. I will bring it.
Good.
So,
Awesome.
so is that? Do you forgive me?
I forgive you. Fuck off. No, it's just that it's the whole not telling. I wouldn't have if
don't.
you asked me, I'd have been like, you know what, I'm tapping out. I'm good. I don't want to do anything else. I'm going home.
No,
But
but
you're
it's
like,
just
I'm not telling Mooney.
no. I didn't want you to come and meet like my real friends. If you really want the truth, like
And by the way,
these are all people that I met in radio.
Yeah. By the way, I rarely get mad about anything, and I wasn't pissed off. It's
No,
more
but
just
then
a
hey,
narrative.
you're the one who wrote it. You're the one who
Yeah,
wrote it in the
I
prep.
just, but you, I just need to make sure that you understand where I'm coming from.
I don't care. I'm still not. Like, dude. I have more. I have more friends. I have other bald people I could do a podcast with, but we are doing this together.
It is Macallan is probably my favorite Scotch.
And it's Macallan, and it's
15.
I looked it up. It's like over $200 a bottle, and I got it for next to nothing.
At you can't say what kind of.
I don't want to say because the way I got it is somewhat prohibited. Let's just leave it that way.
Did you perform any acts for that?
We'll get into that in a bit because there's a lot of shit that happened this week to the prep.
You somebody was pleasure was it was someone's pleasure to give that to
Okay,
you.
so Mooney, what are you drinking?
I am actually speaking of I've got the Magnum of Jack's, but I started with that Angel's Envy. So that's what's in the glass.
Stuff. Oh
But
yeah.
I thought my first glass I'll have some of that
because you let me try that stuff when I was at your house.
No, I think you had the Johnny Walker Black, I think.
Yeah, no, but
I might have given you some of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is that stuff that I got that you said was too peaty. We cracked them both at the same time, and we tried them both and you kept the Angel's Envy, and I took that one.
Yeah, the bourbon. But anyway, speaking of free booze, right, or cheap booze, because that was friend of the podcast, Marco. Shout out to Marco.
We didn't get it illegally.
That was a gift.
It was a gift.
That he was kind enough to give that to us, and obviously we're putting it to good use. The Angel's Envy I only use on special occasions because it's really nice.
Yeah, and oddly enough, when we start cracking into your good stuff, it's when we've been drinking all night, and you go, which makes absolutely no sense. You want to drink the good stuff when you're sober and you can taste it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like we're breaking out the good stuff at a time when you should be cracking open that like 4-liter fucking no name vodka.
the 4-liter vodka that you got in a milk jug.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like for $10.
Yeah, you're like I don't taste it, but I wouldn't anyway, and it does the trick.
And what I'm drinking is a couple of things because I decided to crack. Shit, I'm not going to pick it up. Pink Whitney, because I also got that at the same location where I got some cheap stuff, and I'm drinking a little bit of that. But then I found a new craft brewery. Oh, this one you might like. It's actually not far from your house. It's the
Irrational or
Irrational.
Oh yeah, that's the old fire hall.
And it's not that far from your house, and they have a full out restaurant in there.
Yeah, they have lots of And that's another joint that like is technically a tap room because that's where they brew it, but it's really well appointed there.
Yeah, it's great.
It feels more like a saloon than a shitty warehouse.
And I want to get into something with you.
Hang on. Before you do, so you got the Whitney and the $200 plus bottle of Macallan 15, which is one of the finest scotches out there, if you ask me. And
I got both.
$70 cash.
I paid $80.
$80 cash.
70 for the Macallan and
Oh
$10
Christ!
for the Pink Whitney.
The Pink Whitney is very sweet, and you
Yeah,
wouldn't want to. You
it
wouldn't want
is
to get
like
hammered on that because that hangover would be fierce.
yeah, like I'm just doing one quick glass of it. Like I almost want to add more vodka to give it a little
Yeah, yeah.
like to
Use Pink Whitney as mix.
that's we. But yeah, like I got all kinds of stuff from Irrational, and like they have some great IPAs. They have
Yep.
I'm a huge fan. But let's talk about beer for a minute because you like stouts. You're a fan of stouts.
Well, not really. Like,
Because Guinness is a stout.
yeah, okay, but there's different kinds of stout. So, and it took me too long to figure this out. I absolutely love Guinness. It's probably my favorite beer. Um, I could drink that shit forever. And then like especially in the last 10 years when they got like the craft beer boom and all that, like I would every time I saw a stout at the liquor store, I would buy it. And then it's like and then it I would never finish it. It would taste like ass. And it's because it's like the oak or not the oat, the oaty stouts and
Oh, okay.
they don't taste like a dry Irish stout, which is what Guinness is. So Guinness is a dry Irish stout, the one that Conor McGregor does. That's dry Irish as well, and Murphy's is dry Irish. Uh, O'Hara's is dry Irish, and Growlery actually that craft brewery by my house I was telling you about. We should go there sometime, by the way. But they did a dry Irish, and it was really good. Now the dry Irish, you don't taste the oats and the hops and all that shit in it, so it just tastes like like a nice thick, creamy stout. But then you
I'm
have
not a
these.
fan of the heavy beers.
Well, and it's weird because it doesn't feel heavy. It's only 4% Guinness anyway, and it doesn't feel heavy at
But
all.
it does to me. Like I don't like a thick beer. I like one that just slams down, doesn't coat your throat or feel like it.
It barely feels carbonated compared to like your typical lager or pilsner or IPA or whatever. So that's the thing. If you see like a craft stout, have a good look because chances are it's not a dry Irish and
It's
it's going to taste
like
too
this one
oaty and weedy and hoppy and
is a mole stout. I don't know what that is, but I'm giving you the can anyways. I bought it like because I wanted to try a bunch of stuff.
uh
I'm gonna give it to you anyways, and you can tell me whether or not you like it. But Irrational, they have great, like I mean, amazing IPAs. Like
yeah,
I, I'm a huge fan of the IPA, and one of my favorites has to be Sea Change.
yeah,
They have some great hazies, and like
yeah.
I
I like me a
love their
hazy
beer
ale that's not a little not too bitter like a really Northeast IPA.
because we both love the Wolf.
hmm Yeah, Wolf's a good example because I don't think it's necessarily an IPA. It's more like a hazy pale ale kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
It's more citrusy than hoppy. But yeah, no, Irrational does nice work, and they always have a pretty good selection.
Yeah, and they're awesome. I love
Yeah,
them there. I walked in with my backpack and she filled me, baby. Like I'm like, okay, I need all your IPAs. And so they have three different IPAs. I got two of each. And then I'm like, what do you have for lagers? And she goes, are you taking this all with you? And I'm like, yeah, I got like four packs. I walked out with 16 beer in my backpack.
holy shit, that's dedication.
And then like I got the stuff I like. I'm a fan of the loggers. I'm a fan of the IPA. And then I'm like, okay, now just give me some random stuff of
Like what
the
you like or whatever.
like what she likes and like
Yeah,
the different things. And then she gave me it, and I'm like, what do you like? And she goes, okay, I'll take one of those and one of those. And then she gave me a sour, which I'm not sours. They leave too much of an aftertaste. I'm not a
Yeah,
fan of a huge aftertaste
they get the
beer.
they give me heartburn, and also like even if they're good, you couldn't drink them all night. It's like a Caesar. You know, it's
So
nice to try,
like
but
one
then
and
after,
done. Yeah.
yeah. But so she filled you out just like that fella that sold you cheap liquor, eh?
Hey, this week was a week of liquor. Like this was this was an alcohol extreme this week. But let's keep on to our alcoholism because we were talking about the fact that you and I went to the Druid on Friday.
Yep.
Hey, where are we going this Friday?
I feel like we should hit Julian's again, but I'm open.
But yeah, we have to talk to our mutual bald friend,
Yeah.
Johnny, and
Wait a minute. Like, just because you did a bit of a shave doesn't mean you're part of the community. Like,
dude, he texts me every time you invite him out somewhere. Hey, you're coming. I hope. I don't. I don't
dilute
want.
the
I
Mooney.
don't want to be left. I don't want to be left alone with Mooney.
Dilute the Mooney.
And then when you invite me out, I go, "Hey, Johnny, are you coming?" And he goes, "No," and I'm like, "I might call in sick."
I can't take on this project by myself.
But yes, so we went to the Druid. If you haven't been to the new Druid in Edmonton, it's where the old it was Mercer,
Mercer.
right?
Yeah, Mercer.
Yes,
It's
right
on
across from
104th,
Rogers.
104th and 104th, the corner.
And we were there. And one thing that Mooney does every time we go out, we meet someone new, like bartender, waitress, whatever. Well, this is my friend Jimmy. He used to be on the radio, and he's a stripper, and like he likes to flaunt his Jimmy, but that's not.
I show off my midget.
Yes, you show off your midget, and it was kind of funny because we met the bartender and what was her name again? I'm horrible with names.
Oh, I made a point of remembering.
Oh wait, I did too. It had to do with. Oh crap!
Fuck.
Something. Hannah.
There you go. Yeah.
It was Hannah because I said Hannah Montana.
Yeah, that was how I remember too.
Yes, and so we told her that
she was great. Like that. By the way, we've never not had good service at Druid. Like we always sit at the bar, but all the bartenders we've had have been fucking sterling. Eh?
Like they're awesome. They sit and visit. If they're slower, they come and visit for a bit.
Yeah.
If they're busy, they still make sure that you're taken care of. They're amazing.
Yeah, and that joint's really grown on me. Like I feel at home there now,
especially with the fact that I'm going to become an employee soon.
Yeah, you get into that.
So that's the reason why I brought it up. So we were there, and he mentioned that I was a stripper, and her boss, the GM there, I'm not going to mention his name, but and she goes, oh, they're doing a ladies' night on like on Fridays, like from this time to this time, and he goes, I'm trying to think of an idea for like a stripper but not a stripper, and she goes, I know a guy. He's sitting right there, and he came over and he goes, hey, do you want to host ladies' night?
Well, that's a little vague. He approached me and asked for permission to talk to my midget, and I granted said permission.
Don't do that shit. I had to say, yeah, it's okay to talk to him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a piece of that action.
I'm not stripping for you.
I got. I got you the gig.
No, you didn't.
I get 25 points.
I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah.
Every time.
So have you heard from him since? I know you guys. No, you guys were in intense discussions about that. He was really excited.
I was supposed to message him when I wasn't drinking, but then I got like my new job has been very intense. I've been working my butt off and succeeding. That's actually part of the reason why I'm so excited today. Is I was
You're
killing
crushing
it.
it. Yeah,
I
good.
was crushing it. I found my groove, baby. But yes. So on starting July 3rd, one Friday a month, I'll be at the New Druid
Well, you got to
as
reach out to the
Cinnamon
guy.
Jimmy, baby, and other characters.
Yeah, you should think about other yeah, go to the workshop and figure out do some R&D
No,
and
no. The thing is it kind of depends if he has a theme or whatever. I have so many different costumes. I have. I By the way, I need to buy a cowboy hat. Um, Different story.
my favorite of yours is Hugh Hafner. That's solid.
Yes, but Cinnamon Jimmy is good. It's kind of respectable for a place like that. It's a suit
Oh yeah.
jacket. It's
Okay.
and and I'm not doing a full out strip. I'm just just trying to entertain the people without making it non family friendly.
Hugh Hafner or Minnie Flint.
But yes, so coming soon to the Druid is none other than me hosting Ladies' Night, one Friday a month.
You better get on it with that fella.
Oh, he knows, and like we, um, because I want to do a photo shoot there. We're gonna do some videos, some
Well, talk
social
to him
media
like
stuff.
keeps just
Oh no,
before he
no, no.
forgets.
Oh, he won't forget because he was so excited. He was even more excited than I was when he goes, "Hey, do you want to come work at a bar?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Who does?
Hey, a buddy just sent me a meme or whatever, like or a thing from The Simpsons, and I don't understand it. It says, "Who's a colonoscopist's favorite actress?" And the answer is Cameron Diaz. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Who's a colonoscopist? What? I can't read it, right?
Who's a colonoscopist's favorite actress? Cameron Diaz. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, colonoscopist is someone who sticks something up your ass.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
she's into anal. Let's not go
whatever.
there.
Yeah,
It was on The Simpsons. Who knows?
I'm gonna need
But
someone to explain that to me.
but you know what? Where do we want to go from here? We covered a lot of really diverse stuff so far: beer, stripping, getting
Oh,
drunk, pissing each other off.
I don't know if I told you, but friend of the podcast, uh, Johnny and I went to see Guess Who last night.
Yeah, I saw you posted some pictures.
Guess Who and Don Felder. And by the way, so I won't go into too much detail, but um, uh, I saw Burton Cummings at Rockfest a few years ago,
Yeah, I was
and
there too.
yeah, and he was really nasally. And I mean, like the guy's got a
But he was
fat.
also he was very drunk.
He had a fan. Yeah, that's what I was gonna kind of get to. But he had a fantastic. He back in the day, obviously, fantastic voice. And the Guess Who are an outfit that like you like. It doesn't take long to realize how many fucking songs they've actually done. Like it's crazy their catalog. But
But think about this: between all they did as the Guess Who, and then Randy Bachman and Burton
Burton
Cummings,
Cummings, like you ain't seen
the
nothing
hits,
yet. Bachman
the
Turner,
hits,
taking care
and
of business. That's all
and
BTO.
then there's a ton of stuff from Burton,
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
like
Um.
Burton has some huge hits.
So anyway, I wasn't really optimistic that like I figured that this is an older fella whose career is on his back 40, and
Which
like
one are you talking about?
Burton, and
Okay,
when I saw
he's
him at
78.
yeah when I saw him at Rockfest, it was like you took me by the mind, like it was all nasal and shit.
But he was
Like
happy.
he wasn't singing from his throat like deep, like from his diaphragm, and yeah, he was definitely gooned, and he had like four background vocalists, which is a big sign that like David Lee Roth can have background vocalists. It's just that,
Oh yeah.
you can't hit those high notes anymore. You bring in a little support, but holy shit, um, they were phenomenal last night. Like he was at his best. I mean, his voice sounded thick and lustrous. Like he sang from his diaphragm, and like the whole show was just
I
fantastic.
I think they had an agreement because Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings did a tour a few years ago where it was
Yeah,
just the two of them,
it
not
was
as Guess Who,
Bachman
as
Cummings or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was drunk and belligerent. He got mad at one of the shows and just stormed off stage.
Oh yeah.
So I think there could have been a bit of okay, if we're gonna do this tour together,
You gotta
you
you
need
gotta
to
keep
dial
your
it
shit
back,
together.
baby.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you're gonna drink,
Wait
if
till
you
it's over
wait
or
till the
whatever.
show's over or towards the end.
Yeah, now that I think, like, we got fantastic. By the way, we got fantastic seats too. We were like in row 18, and they were like $100 each. Um, and like I don't know, 8 rows back, it was $66, like row 24. Um, and yeah, and it was the whole lower bowl and the floor was full. So they did good business. And more importantly, like, it was just a great show. Like, I went out of nostalgia, like, I like their music, they're Canadian, whatever.
Oh, they have between the two of them and the band itself
They
have
could play for
so
2
many
hours on all hits.
big hits.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
They opened with Running Back to Saskatoon, which I thought was
Obviously.
a nice touch. And then Don Felder from the Eagles opened. He was great too. It was a four-piece, just him, a bassist and a drummer and guitarist. And his other guitarist was a kid from Moose Jaw.
Oh,
So
sweet.
that was, and they sounded great. I mean, yeah, no, I no complaints. It was a fun night. We went to Hani Hani after that tiki joint. Have you ever been there with us
No.
downtown? It's really cool. It's a little expensive, but they make good drinks there. Our friend of the podcast, our friend um, had a good time. To put it to you that way. Oh, and shout out to Warren and Chelsea. They came. Remember Warren from Klondike Days last year?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He said to say hi. He missed you. He misses you. He
Yeah.
miss he misses old Jimmy. Uh, and yeah, they came, and so we hung out with them, and that was cool. Good times.
Okay, so I just want to touch on one more thing dealing with our Friday. Um, this is more of an intervention. Like, is your drink full?
Mostly what
I
intervention.
need I need to I need to um give you a bit of an intervention, and I'm pretty sure the world will thank me.
I can't
Like
wait.
like like the entire world, especially the karaoke world.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, fuck off.
No, no, don't do the Kate Mooney. Not everybody on the frickin' planet, when they're doing karaoke, wants you as backup. Like, that is the worst choice ever. You They want people to listen. I'm just saying, and by the way, and I'm speaking for many of our mutual friends, one of which is Johnny, and I know because he said it to me too. And like, no one in their right mind wants Chris Mooney as backup
I don't
doing
why
karaoke.
I only do it if I get asked.
No, you don't. Not on Friday. You didn't.
Saturday.
Um, was that Saturday? No, we did.
Oh, we
Did
did
we
we
do
do we did
karaoke on
karaoke. We
Friday?
did we did Friday too.
We did Friday too. Yeah, not everybody wants you for backup. I'm just saying.
Oh, well,
And
I
and
mean,
but it just this is a friend talking to a friend who he
just
doesn't want to get shot. Like, if anyone's going to shoot you,
mhm.
it's going to be me. Like, it's just, I don't want you to do karaoke with the backup for the wrong person, and then they just pull out a Glock and just nail you. I like.
All right, well, I'll take that under advisement. By the way, unless you have like tacit approval, it's kind of embarrassing. So I don't do that.
Eh,
I don't do
you
that.
you
If
tried
somebody,
with me. I was gonna stab you.
I knew you would hate that. I was joking. I
But
was doing it to ruffle your feathers. That's like just like touching your head. I wasn't. I didn't mean. I knew that you would hate it, and so I did it.
okay,
Well,
so
mission fucking accomplished.
see, we didn't actually talk about the prep before we went into this. I want to bring up something early on in the podcast. Holy smokes, we're just flying. Um,
You're just a little
okay,
fucking ball of energy.
let's get into sports. You have 3 minutes. Hit me, baby.
Okay.
I'm counting.
The it's Thursday, and the city of Edmonton is ablaze with news, conjecture, and all the rest. It started Monday, where the Oilers. It was revealed by Darren Dreger of TSN that the Oilers were asking the league for permission to talk to Mike Babcock or to hire Mike Babcock. And the reason, typically, you don't have to do that. Obviously, like a guy's a guy. You have every right to hire who you want, except that in 2023, when he was briefly coaching the Blue Jackets, and before he even coached a game with them, there was an NHLPA and league investigation into uh, into his um, practices with,
Conduct.
yeah, his conduct with regards to camera reels, um, looking at players' camera reels. And there's two sides to the story. I'm not going into any details,
No.
but let's just say that he would be the most controversial selection that you could make. Um, so and right now the way it's progressed since Monday is that like the players signed off on it. They want him. The management wants him. Ownership wants him. But the league has to approve it on account of the fact that there was an investigation with the Columbus situation, and
But
um,
I read that they're gonna investigate
yeah. So it's progressed
heavily.
now where the Players Association has asked the league to investigate it. And so whatever plans the Oilers have with regards to Babcock has to wait until the conclusion of this investigation, which basically started yesterday. So how long it takes, who knows? The other news with regards to the Oilers is today it broke that Darnell Nurse has consented to a trade and submitted a list of teams that he'd like to go to. So it's going to be a very colorful and
So
active offseason.
he asked to be traded, or he
I don't think that like the Oilers wanted to trade him at the deadline a few months back, February was it or March, and or April, whatever, and he obviously didn't consent. He has trade protection until next summer when his contract says next summer he has to submit a 10-team no trade list. But knowing that the Oilers want to part ways with him is probably enough motivation for anybody to go, okay, you know what? I have control over my destiny now. Um, I'm going to exercise that control and choose who I go to, and they'll get me off the books too. And, you know, the Nurse is a guy, polarizing figure, I guess, mostly due to the fact that he makes $9.25 million a year, and which is too much for a second pairing defenseman. But on the pro side of the ledger is he eats minutes. He plays he's over 20 minutes a night, and he's good for like 30, 40 points a year. So for all the bad, there is some good.
and
It's
he is. You would call him a bruiser, wouldn't you? Like he gets into a lot of fights.
that's an interesting thing because uh his hits per season or whatever, like we're at their lowest this past season.
Oh,
And yeah,
really?
he's quick, he's athletic, he's big. But
I wouldn't mess with him.
yeah, no, of course, but it's just you know, I don't think if my personal opinion is his hockey sense is what's letting him down, and he needs to play more to his strengths and not try to be Paul Coffey or whatever, and not be a scrambly in his own end and just be a hard nosed, rugged like second pairing, fucking guy whose corner nobody wants to go in, right? Hopefully he does that somewhere else, and hopefully we put that $9.25 million to good use with a new coach and everything this year. So anyway, we'll see. Other sports news. Saturday, the Eskimos won their first game of the year in 5 years, I think. They were like 0-2, 0-5, 0-8, 0-8, 0-2, 0-5.
So,
Like,
so the
so
first,
they, it
the
looks like they
first,
might be turning the corner.
so their um, first game or their
First game of the year, first actual regular season game of the year.
Oh,
They
wow.
won. They beat Ottawa on Saturday, and in a pretty convincing fashion. And Justin Rankin, I think he had 100 yards passing and 100 yards receiving, like, or running. And he looked fantastic. The whole team looked good. So it feels like the Eskimos are finally turning the corner. So I'll
And
leave it at that.
for those who don't know who he's talking about, it's the name that it's the team that's currently named
Now that
the
whatever,
Edmonton
look,
Elks, but
just
you
look
will
up.
call them the Eskimos until the day you die or someone
Yep.
kills you. But
You always, you're going to kill me, aren't you? At some point.
no, I will
That
not. I
wasn't.
will
That
not
was.
confirm that on video
That
anymore.
was a very unconvincing no.
So is that all you've got for sports?
One more thing. The World Cup of Soccer just started today, and the first game was Mexico and Republic of South Africa. Mexico won 2-0. I usually find myself cheering for Mexico in these things, and I actually watched a large portion of the game. I think the second half, and they looked great. So keep an eye on Mexico. They're also playing at home. So can you imagine, like, if you're a guy living in Mexico City and you got to see Mexico play in Mexico City, and yeah, they look great. And I'll end up cheering for them, of course, and we'll see how it goes. And then I think tonight is, you can look it up if you want. I heard it already, but I don't remember whoever is playing tonight. Canada plays tomorrow. So does Paraguay. Separate games. Canada plays Bosnia Herzegovina, and I'm not sure who Paraguay plays, but both those games are slated for tomorrow. It should be an exciting World Cup. It's in the States, Canada, and Mexico. So we'll provide brief updates by the week, I guess.
Okay, so that's what you got for sports?
Yeah, I won't belabor
it. Are you
it.
sure?
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. How's that?
Okay, how about the non-sports guy bring up something that you never brought up, and it's actually Oilers fucking news.
Oh yeah, go nuts!
It is McDavid for the 5th time winning the Ted Lindsay. No, is it Ted Lindsay?
That's Ted Lindsay.
Yeah, and tying Wayne Gretzky for the most Ted Lindsay
award. Yeah, five apiece. He'll probably win another one and surpass Gretzky. Now, just so you know what that is, the NHL has awards that are voted on by various people. Like, for example, like the Calder's for Rookie of the Year, the Norris for defenseman that Evan Bouchard didn't win. It went to Zach Werenski this year. That's voted on by the sports media, so like licensed sports press or whatever, Professional Hockey Writers Association guys, and then there's different awards voted by different people. I don't know if the PHWA votes on the Hart, but the Hart in the NHL is like a traditional technical, like the Norris or the Calder, like award, and that is the definition of the Hart Trophy is the player who's most valuable to his team. So it doesn't really say the best player in the league. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you can go like, well, if your team is a fucking tire fire in a dumpster and you know somehow you played 500 hockey because you scored like 100 points, then technically you're the most valuable player to your team, or you know, like out of all the players that are valuable to their teams, but you're not the best player in the league. So there's some semantics attached to that, and whoever votes. I can't remember who it is. You can look it up, who votes for the Hart Trophy. But the bottom line is that the Ted Lindsay
But
Trophy is voted on by the players. So if you're a player in the NHL, if you're a member of the NHLPA who's an active player in the league, those are the only people who vote for the Ted Lindsay Award, which is who's the best player in the league. And his peers have voted McDavid 5 times so far. And congratulations. And you're right, I should have brought it up. God forbid that we
but he also
and not
from
appreciate how awesome
what
he
I
is.
saw here is the Art Ross. This is his 6th.
Art Ross is different. Art Ross is nobody votes on it. It's the guy with the most points.
But still, he didn't even make it to a Stanley Cup. And
well, it's only regular season points.
But he's got 5 and 6. Like he's of these two best in the league trophies.
Yeah. I don't even know if this is controversial, but let me say this. I was blessed, and I mean blessed, enough to be old enough to get it when Gretzky and Messier and Anderson and Curry and Fuhr and Coffey, and
that was back when I liked hockey. Like when
in the 80s, it was retarded. And that we were blessed with such a team. I mean, it's crazy. But I watched them live. I've seen Gretzky play live. I even saw Gordie Howe play live. I was lucky enough at least once to see that when I was a kid, but just barely old enough to understand. But anyway, my point is that of all the players I've ever seen in my whole life, Connor McDavid is hands down the best. Gretzky might have got more points. Gretzky obviously broke pretty much every record you could break. But as far as like the whole package, talent, everything, it's Connor McDavid hands down. If Connor McDavid played in the 80s, like in the same era as Gretzky, with the talent that he has,
he would have destroyed Gretzky.
Yeah, like the sport wasn't $1 million business back then, where players are making like 7 figures.
But also, the hockey was different back then because Gretzky had his defense. He had his bodyguard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't have the instigator then, but the systems play and analytics were barely a thing for most of Gretzky's career. So it was basically who's better, and it was, frankly, in my opinion, more exciting hockey. But now they've got analytics, they got systems. Players train year round. I mean, back in the day, guys would smoke. Guy Lafleur used to have smokes in between periods, and Dave Lumley. I love Dave Lumley. He's the most candid ex-Oiler ever. If I ever got a chance to talk to him, I would I'd pay $1,000 just to go out with him for a night just to hear his stories, because I've heard him on the radio and he's fucking awesome. But he said,
who was that?
Dave Lumley. He used to wear number 20 for the
Oilers.
We traded him, and then he came back, and when he came back, 20 was taken, so he wore number 8. I know it's just useless trivia, but he was a great player, part of the Cup teams, I think, in 84 and 85. Anyways, Lummer said, we used to go to training camp to get back in shape. It's like everybody hated camp because that's when we had to get off the boat and leave the lake and actually work again. Nowadays, I mean, players have nutritionists. They work out year round. They might take a couple of weeks off.
They probably especially after the couple of seasons that they've had where they're done.
Oh yeah, the Oilers, that's different. Months. I'm just speaking in general, okay?
But like I'm just
environment
in which
saying, McDavid plays.
Yeah, but I'm just saying is the thing is with that, like, they need a reset, and the Oilers 100%. Haven't had a reset. Like with the fact that they didn't make it past the first round doesn't surprise me, because they haven't had a good a reset in 3 years.
They played the most games on any team in the league in the last 2 years, maybe 3. 3 going into the playoffs. And here's the thing: people rarely comment on the fact that the Florida Panthers, who won the Cup the previous year, beating us, didn't even make the playoffs. Now, in fairness, they suffered a lot of injuries. But those guys were as speed bagged as us because they played us in the finals the past 2 years before this one. So, I mean, that's just too much hockey.
Yeah.
Like you think about
And
it,
with
they start
injuries and
camp
and
starts in September, and the cup final usually goes to the end of June, or and so you basically have July, August to like replenish your body and whatever, and then you're back at it in September. And think about this: nobody in the NHL who plays like in the regular season, like 82 games and playoffs or not. But let's just go from the game 1 to game 82. What they weigh at game 1 is way more than what they weigh in game 82 because they're playing at least every second day. And the ins and outs of the game and the stress on the body and all that shit, it takes its toll. So
oh,
yeah, you do need to recharge. And
I
and we
believe
we
you,
didn't we
man. Like
weren't afforded that opportunity. And now, like I said, the Panthers they didn't even make the playoffs after winning the cup. But then again, they suffered injuries. But then how much were those injuries based on the fact that you're dealing with guys whose bodies were just run down after going full tilt like 2 years in a row, right?
like I'm not comparing myself personally 25 years ago to the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, you were
But
ripped though when
but when
you're
when
fucking
I was working
the
with
Tom Brady the Tom Brady of midget basketball. Like you
when
look like
I
a
was working with the
rock star,
basketball team, I was freaking like built
ripped. I know.
like I could I used to be able to do, and I can't even do a handstand now,
You did
but
the
I used
backflip,
but I used to no, that was a round off. But I
whatever.
used to
You
be
look
able
good.
to do like put my hands on two chairs with my head in the middle and with my feet straight up in the air do push-ups like with
Yeah,
like this. And now I can't even do a handstand. But
I'll keep going.
I was ripped. This is called midget porn. Or midgetophilia. I don't know.
I've
You
I've
were
I've
getting
watched
way too excited about
I've
those
watched
things.
I've watched that Tom Brady video a few times. To be honest with you, I'm not
But
I'm
the
not going to
thing
say
is
why I
though
watched it.
is
You
when
looked
you
really
when you're playing every day, you don't actually need to work out because you're
young.
just going. And then but you do during the summer to at least
Well, rest and recharge. Well,
yes.
yeah, but also like, yeah, don't get too fat. But anyway, getting back to the main point though, is that because hockey players make millions now, it's much more competitive. And so like you got these poor kids like Jason Strudwick, who's on the Got Your Back podcast.
He
Um,
used to be on TSN
yeah,
1260.
he was on City TV too. But anyway, Struddy said, and he's a former pro. He's from Edmonton. He played for the Kamloops Blazers and the New York Rangers and the Canucks and the Oilers, maybe the Blackhawks. I don't remember. But he said, when I was a kid, we used to like in the spring, we used to love when the snow started melting because we couldn't wait to get our baseball mitts on and get out and play ball. And then in the winter, when that ice started to form, we couldn't wait to get our skates on. And he goes, I love that we weren't training all year round, and these kids that make the pros now that get drafted to the NHL, like their whole life is hockey. So it's like plus 30 outside and they're going to the gym or they're playing like 3-on-3 or whatever it is just to get an edge over the next guy because again, like I said, it's a $1 million business. So obviously the level of competition goes up higher, the systems play, the analytics, and so the environment in which a player can score, I think 212 points was the number that Gretzky got in 81 games. Like that doesn't have that's impossible now. But again, if you applied a guy like McDavid with his skill, speed, talent, puck handling, and you put him in the 80s, he would make them all look like pylons just because the level of competition has gone up that much.
Yeah.
Is my point.
And the rules have changed and there's been
Mm.
so many different things.
100% about the rules. Like, there's barely any fights anymore. The instigator rule, where players can't protect each other. I mean, that's definitely one of the fucking drawbacks for sure. And frankly, I like the '80s style better than I like this style. So, although this
But
this
it
year's
is
Stanley Cup
entertaining.
final,
It
this year's
is entertaining hockey.
this year's Stanley Cup final is, a lot of people you might have heard say, the most entertaining that they can remember. And I got to tell you, I haven't watched every game, but all the games I watched, I mean, it's a coach's nightmare. I mean, as structured as these teams try to play, it's like fucking like I think I read somewhere that there are more goals in this Stanley Cup final than there have been in whatever, however long, but a long time. So
I was actually watching the game at Brado's Pizza on Thursday. Oh no, sorry, Tuesday. Today is Thursday. But when you know ditched me for your son, which I kind of get, and it was a great game.
you're
And
jealous of your brother. I ditched you like to my two boys.
no, I, no, listen, I'm his uncle. Damn it,
Yeah.
um,
It's-
I'm your brother.
like, is that
But
your son? No, it's my buddy Jimmy. We do a podcast together.
but but I'm glad you kind of ditched me because I was watching the game and it was a great game. And then during intermission, I went and put $40 in VLT and walked out with 180. Um,
Nice work, buddy.
so I went, drank, ate, and walked home
And
with
left with money.
with money.
I'm going to Reno in July 13th, I think. I don't know if I told this story. Did I tell you about my brother-in-law Paul? He's the guy.
Yes, you
He's the
you
guy I went to Reno with. And yeah, okay. Well,
big
I'll leave
hair
it at that.
Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. And he won $3,000 American cash on the plane before we even landed. If you can believe it.
Oh, sports betting.
No, they had a bag. It was a charter flight. Like this one I'm going on, it's a charter too. So it's direct from Edmonton to Reno, and Caesar's Rewards puts it on. And so all the people are like me; they're just going to Reno and staying at one of two hotels or Tahoe, and it's direct, and so they're all there basically to gamble. So the guy who's sort of running it or whatever, he goes, "I have this bag. No, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you want to write your seat number on the back of a $10 bill, put it in the bag. We'll hand it around, and then we'll draw at the end." And then, so he got that back, and he goes, "Holy cow, this bag's full. If anyone wants to do a 20, go right ahead." And so people were doing that too. And when you do these charters, like it's not like flying WestJet where you pick your seat and
You
all that.
realize it's illegal to deface money, right?
Whatever. You go where they put you. So it just so happened that row 23, I think, or 28, I was in one window and Paul was on the other, so we could look across and see each other, kind of thing. And when they were doing the 20, he leaned
Does
over.
he
I could
really
see
want
him.
to see you?
Fuck off. And he was like waving at me, and I look, and he's like, Did you pay in? And I'm like, I don't do that shit. I don't do 50-50. I mean, the odds of when you're spinning 60-cent reel in Vegas or Reno or anywhere else are probably way worse than putting $10 in a hat or whatever on a plane full of with what, $150, 150 people. But he asked me, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. So before we started descending into Reno, the guy goes, all right, I'm going to start with the 20s. And he pulls out a bill, and he looks at this thing, and he goes, if you're in the back of the plane, you're still in. And then he goes, if you're in row 23, I think we were in, you're still in. So now I know it's like 1 out of 5 people because I didn't fucking bet. And then he called Paul's name. So Paul won, my brother-in-law. So then after they did the 20, and by the way, that ended up being about $2,000. Like out of all the 20s that people threw in. Then he goes, all right, well, I'll do the 10s now, consolation, whatever. And then he puts his hand in the thing, pulls out a bill, and he goes, I can't believe it. It's the same guy. And it was like $1,000. So Paul had like 3,000+ US, which is like half of, that's double what I bring to gamble when I go. Like
he had 3, that's more than I made last year.
Yeah. And then it's like tax-free, just fucking straight up cash. And he was nice enough to take me out,
buy you a drink,
take me out for a steak dinner, and which I didn't ask for, but he was kind enough to do it. Okay, I didn't deserve anything because I'm like, don't bet. So now when I go, if they do it again, when I go in July, I'm fucking balls deep, man.
Can you do loonies next?
Yeah. But you know what? We ought to go sometime. Reno's like not like Vegas. It's not obviously as big, and there's not really a massive strip or anything. There's a
I drove by Reno when me and my friend Naomi went to uh,
oh right, yeah, we'd be kind of
California.
on the way. Tahoe and all that is sort of on the border between Nevada and California. But uh, yeah, there's some pretty cool joints there, like Grand Sierra Resort. Where we stay is like El Dorado or Silver Legacy, and they're all connected. There's three connected downtown. But we watched a AAA ball game, which was great. The Reno Aces, and there's another Sparks Nirvana has a huge joint place called the Nugget. And while we're there, Collective Soul, Gin Blossoms, and Blues Traveler are playing there. I don't know if I'm going to go, but more importantly, out of all of that, it's like the oldest town in Nevada, I think, and they have like the oldest saloon in Nevada there. So Paul and I spent a lot of time at like gin mills and saloons and shit, and it was fucking awesome. Like we had a really good time. That was a good trip. So I'm looking forward to going in July.
So I have a question for you.
Yep.
Biopics, like
Hang on. By the way, we started by talking about your big win, so congratulations. I never win on those fucking things. Not that I play much, so nice work. Too bad it
yeah.
wasn't that time that you owed me money and you owed me
Oh,
you
no.
owed me 50.
By
And
the way, we have to figure out a time. And by the way, and just so you know, whenever we get rid of my empties, which might have to be on a weekend going forward, or Friday afternoon, because I only work till noon on Fridays. But whatever money that we have from my empties, and believe you me, I'm pretty sure we have more than $200 at this point. With the amount of bottles I have, like I'm talking like the glass bottles.
yeah.
But yeah, you get everything.
And for the
Interest.
record, it's only because you owe me.
Yeah, I do owe
Not
you.
because we did that last
I do
time.
owe you. I do
Yeah,
owe
I know.
you.
I want to make that clear so people understand. Like when we did that
yeah,
last time, that was a favor for a friend.
yeah,
Like so,
like
I would be
you,
taking money because it's owed to me, not because I'm doing you a favor. Like,
like,
I helped you. You owe me. Like, fuck, I'm not that guy.
I was wrongfully accused of
Yeah,
peeing
yeah,
in
we
an
went through
Uber.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but for those who are new listeners, I was wrongfully accused of peeing in the Uber when I was
Profusely sweating in a fucking like a felt shaped
like like a four-layer
leprechaun.
suit,
Yeah.
like a four-layer suit, like of a material that does not breathe.
During the hottest march on record.
Exactly.
It was a perfect storm of tomfuckery.
And so you were charged money.
I was yeah. And there was nothing I could do about it, eh?
Because
Like
you
these
tried,
fucking guys,
you tried to
yeah,
dispute it, and they wouldn't let you, and then you switch cards, and then or you canceled one card, and then they had a backup card of you, like
yeah, that whole fucking
let's
sweat ring thing. By the time he got to my house, it was like fucking almost disappeared. And but you know what? But Buddy fucking took advantage.
it
That
wasn't
piece of shit
wet.
driver took fucking advantage because I'll
It
bet you.
wasn't wet. It was damp because I was damp. Like I was
Yeah, I'll
wearing a
bet you
suit
any
for
money that
12 fucking
cocksucker.
hours.
I'll bet you any money that cocksucker took the money and didn't even clean his cap because he didn't need to. He
No,
didn't need to. Like it was fucking nothing. But whether it's right or wrong, I had to pay the fucking thing as hard as I tried not to. Like, what are you gonna do?
but on a different note, biopics dealing with music. Are you a fan?
Which
ones have you watched?
I watched the Queen one.
The Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. That was really good. I mean, what other ones? I mean, I know there's been lots. You know what they should do is like one from like Sam Cooke or one of those guys in like the 50s and 60s, the soul singers. Like Otis Redding died too young. Sam Cooke, like two of the greatest voices. I'm not talking generationally. I'm talking literally fucking ever. Both died in the midst of civil rights stuff. Otis Redding just died on a plane crash, but I mean, even that story. I mean, they recorded Dock of the Bay, and then like 3 days later, he died in a plane crash. Like how fucked that is. And then Sam Cooke was murdered, and some people suggest. I
Wasn't
mean,
he murdered by a family member, or was that somebody
that was
else?
Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's dad shot him.
Oh yeah,
Another guy
the day before his birthday.
Yeah, another guy who's like the greatest singer of all time, like right up there. But they haven't done any biopics of those bastards. I wish they did. Or Muddy Waters or Howlin' Wolf, like blues guys who started that Chicago sound. I mean, holy cow, you could just go nuts with great movies about that shit. But yeah, I saw.
But I mean, like
I know. I'm
artists that
digressing.
are more relevant to people that have lived in the 20th century, not
Yeah,
the 19th. Um,
the night. You mean the 1800s?
yeah, like where you like. Sorry, I'm talking more recent stuff.
Yeah, I know. I was digressing. Sorry.
Because the
Robert Johnson, that's another one. Like, fuck, they could do a movie about that.
no, but I mean, which ones have you seen?
Yeah,
not
okay.
what,
I'm
not
back
what
on track.
ones,
Relax. I'm
not
back on
ones
track.
that you want to see.
Yeah,
but have you seen
that haven't been
biopics?
made.
La Bamba was
Oh, La
was
Bamba
actually
was great. That was
was a
fantastic.
good one.
Yeah, La
And
Bamba.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the
Yeah,
one dealing with Queen.
that
But
was really well done. I
it
feel
was, and it's still currently the number one grossing in theaters.
not anymore. I think Michael Jackson surpassed that.
It's I just
Look
looked
it
it up
up.
today.
Oh,
No, I
did
looked
you?
it up. I looked it up today. Close, like
Yeah,
within
he'll
like thousands.
probably surpass it.
And I saw that movie. I saw the Michael Jackson movie called Michael. It was fantastic. The like his nephew that played Michael.
Jafar Jackson, that's Jermaine's son.
Yes, he did such a great job. They really vilified Joe like big time
Oh, I
in that
think
one.
rightfully.
But
Rightfully.
there was some stuff, but I don't think it was as bad as it came across because Michael never said a bad word about him.
Well, it's like he was probably afraid that the old man would slap him. Like honestly, I was it you I was talking to this about. It might have been Johnny, but like like when he was a kid, like basically feeding the whole family with the Jackson Five. And I'm talking literally a kid, like fucking 10 years old. Joe would call him Big Nose. So like, can you imagine like
No, they showed
did they
that in the
address that in the
movie,
movie?
and
Yeah, I
they
haven't seen
addressed
it.
that in the movie,
You've seen
and
it, Andrew. You've seen it.
that
I
was
haven't
his
seen it.
first nose job.
Yeah, and then
But then when he like in the movie when he showed his like when he came home with all these bandages, and his dad goes look at me, and he kind of smiled, but again, press and otherwise, I have
yeah,
no idea, but we're
but
not getting
the
into
way
that. But the way the
okay,
movie was done, let's
okay,
not get into that
sure, fair enough.
the gray area of what
Hmm.
one is or the other. The movie was amazingly done,
Oh, good.
like the like Jafar that did the
Yep.
dancing, like the thriller scene. He hit every freaking move. The look on his face, like everything, and the moonwalk and
Yeah.
all that, all that stuff was such a well-made movie. I was like, granted, I was tired at the beginning. And a little bit hungover. I fell asleep for the first 10 minutes, but
You're hungover
and
every day.
not recently because I
I
can't
know you
drink
actually got a job. Yeah,
because now that I actually have a job, I have to stop drinking by
you got to
9
be square. Yeah.
because I have to get up at 4 and it's not on radio. Um,
Um. No. Like, I hope that Jafar kid is able to make a career out of it because from what I've heard from you and Andrea and other people that have seen it, he was
Andrea
phenomenal.
saw it.
Yep. She saw it with her sister. But I'll tell you this: like you were alive during the Thriller years, and like remember Prince came out with Purple Rain and that whole like that, and we didn't have streaming, and everybody's eyes and ears weren't like in 1,000 different places. You had Casey Kasem Top 40. You had like all the same radio stations that we all listened to. You had all the record stores where we all bought the same stuff, and so pop culture was a lot more, I want to say, for lack of a better term, unified. And the Michael Jackson thing was like the only thing you compare it to was the Beatles. Like, I mean, in 85 or 84, like half the kids in my school were wearing like the white glove and the fucking jacket and stuff for Halloween. I
But
mean, it was just culturally defining. And by the way, Steve Lukather and Toto played on most of that record.
yeah, we've talked about that a
Yeah.
couple of times.
Yeah, I'll
And
talk about it again.
yeah, I know.
Like
And
Steve
and
Porcaro wrote Human Nature. We talked about this. I know. But they got to get their flowers to Toto.
no, but also don't forget about Eddie Van Halen, who did the
Beat
guitar
it.
from Beat It.
You want to hear about that? So
Yeah,
uh,
no, like, dude, we're no more.
they had to
We
redo the whole track because Eddie's solo was like a time sequence faster or slower. I can't remember because they laid the bed track and then
I
they
think
played it for
they
Eddie and they
talked
go,
about that in the movie too.
yeah,
But
like Steve and Steve Lukather and Jeff Porcaro of Toto. Um, they did the track, and then Quincy Jones wanted more of a rock sound for like mainstream on it, so they got Eddie, and then they gave it to Eddie, and then he went into his studio and did it, and it was like a time signature step, like ahead or behind. And they're like, "Oh, we are not shit canning this solo. It's too good. You guys got to go back to the lab and fucking record it like a fucking millisecond faster or slower, whatever it was."
thank you for nerding out.
Toto.
Um, Toto.
Toto.
Um,
Okay, can I? Did you want to keep talking about this? Because I have something else to say.
no,
It's Toto adjacent.
no, I really don't want to go into Toto anymore.
No, speaking of Canadian bands, okay, do I have the floor?
You could have the floor, you could
Okay,
have the walls, you like you could have the rest of the podcast.
listen. No, Rush, Canadian legends, beloved Sons of Canada, Rush, who sadly lost Neil Peart in I think 2019. Getty and Alex, friends since junior high, by the way, best friends since junior high, who like are the heartbeat of Rush, have reunited, as I'm sure people have read it over the last year or so, with a new drummer named Annika Nils, and it's this girl from Germany, and she used to play with Jeff Beck. That's probably her biggest claim to fame before playing with Rush. But they played their first shows in LA this week, which coincidentally is where they played their last shows with Neil during the R40 tour. And I've seen video of her playing, and it's like she's fucking spot on. It's so good. Like in terms of like Neil Peart is, you wouldn't find too many drummers like, and I'm going to be generous and say that don't count him in their top three, but most go, he's the best guy ever, the best who ever did it. And yeah, I saw an interview with Annika Nils. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. She's German. Um, Rick Beato was interviewing her, and it wasn't that long an interview, but he asked her like influences and stuff, and she's like, "I really got into pop after listening to Toto," and she's like, "Jeff Porcaro was the guy that inspired me to become what I am." So, not for nothing, Toto.
But on the list of great drummers has to be Chad Smith from, you know, the band
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah,
yeah.
my Mount Rushmore of drummers. Actually, my top three is Stuart Copeland, Neil Peart, and Jeff Porcaro. Not in that order, but I would probably, if I had to put them in order, it would be Jeff Porcaro from Toto, Neil Peart from Rush, and Stuart Copeland from the Police.
Good to know. I'm glad you were speaking. Um, I,
Fuck
I,
you too, you fucking fuck
I'm
you, you
sorry.
bald cocksucker.
Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Like I've had a couple of drinks, but working all day and then coming home and doing a podcast, like leaving the house at 6 in the morning and starting a podcast at 5 at night. Um, I'm tired. I'm
Coming home
sorry.
to
I like.
this and I didn't even make you supper. Like, what kind of a partner am I?
I know you're just a horrible human being, and you're like, "Hey, drink with me," and I'm like, "Okay." Um, so I
Most
wanted.
predictable reaction ever.
Okay, so we let's get into something a little more Edmonton.
Okay.
Okay, so up.
I reserve the right to talk about to handle the next topic after this. Just for the record.
Yeah, I might take a nap during that one, but so hey, have you seen the lineup for the Taste of Edmonton?
No, I was like, I'd like to know because like we went last year and like that Big Sugar was awesome. Like,
Oh yeah, Big Sugar was great. We have a great lineup this year. Um, and actually, oddly enough, one of the bands that is the high, like the headliner,
headliner, yeah,
is Whale and the Wolf. Have you ever seen them
yeah, we talked about that because they're playing Klondike Days too.
playing Klondike Days? They're playing Taste, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they're also going to be at Folk Fest,
Oh, wow,
which
and like that's Lieutenant Eric from Edmonton Sports Talk Radio's brothers band.
yes, and
Yeah,
actually Ryan Meyer was on the Bear as the producer for like many years,
is
and
that
he's
Eric's
the
brother or is
singer.
that another guy?
No, the Eric's brother was is Lucas. He's the
Oh,
guitar
okay,
player.
gotcha.
And he was like the laborer at the radio station for a while, but
Right.
totally like sorry, you're sidetracking a bunch of stuff. But let's not go there. Um, but the thing is Ryan. So they are at Folk Fest. They're at Taste and K Days, which is amazing. If you
Good for
haven't
them.
seen
Yeah,
Whale and the Wolf, like they write their own songs. They
they're
have
local.
like they're local, and they have great music.
Yeah, they do.
And so I'm gonna list off the headliners at upcoming uh, Taste of Edmonton. So we got Econoline Crush on July 16th. I'm not going to be here. I have that music festival
I'm
that
gonna
I'm.
be in Reno.
Well, you're going to be in Reno when I'm doing my
Oh yeah, I guess
thing
good
in
thing
Fort
I
St.
we never
John.
planned on going. By the way, we'll probably have to do the cast on like the Sunday that week because I'm going
Probably
Monday to
not because
Friday.
I'll probably still be in Fort St. John.
No, no,
Um,
because the 13th is the Monday, and that's when I go to Reno. I go Monday to
okay,
Friday.
we'll talk after the
Yeah,
pod. Let's
sure enough.
let's
Yeah,
not muddy the waters. Okay, so we have on the 18th, on the 16th, Econoline Crush. We got Braden King as headliners. Uptown. Some of these people I haven't heard of. John Hewitt and the New Americans. I haven't heard of them.
me neither.
Um, King of Foxes. I have heard of them. Uh,
I haven't.
Sto- Stone in Love, Tyler Shaw, Whale and the Wolf. That's on Friday. Then
Stone and Love, is that a Journey cover band? Because that's the title of a Journey song.
maybe I'm not clicking on it because I've been drinking. And on Friday the 24th, Whale and the Wolf. So that's the last Friday. And on Saturday the 25th, I'm going to that one. 5440.
Oh, okay.
You know that, like you know.
Yeah, of course I know. I the song I hate the most in the history of the world is Ocean Pearl. But they have other good songs like I Go Blind and like 50 for 40 has way more songs than Ocean Pearl, but Ocean Pearl sucks.
It's like you don't like it, but it's actually the most played on radio.
I know,
And
I
that
know, I know. It's just so it's like an earworm that you want your doctor to extract. Um, Stone in Love is a I'll book that.
uh, uh, we should do our podcast this late. We should do it earlier. Um, a mix
um,
between turd and booze. Um,
can you tell me when Stone in Love is playing? Like what day? Because I pray that I'm not in Reno when they're coming because they are indeed a Journey cover band, and I will go see a Journey cover band before I'll see any of those outfits you named, including 5440.
Wednesday, July 22nd.
Oh, I'm in town, baby. That's happening. I'm going.
And then you and I are going on the 24th to Whale and the Wolf.
At Klondike Days?
Like, and no, this is Taste. This is
Oh, we're
Taste.
just like fucking crushing Taste, eh?
But
You know
Whale
what?
and the Wolf,
That's a good thing because when we went last year, you know how you got to buy the tickets for the food and the booze and whatnot?
oh yeah, yeah.
Like the shitty thing about that form of custom is that like I have this thing where like I charge my phone all the time whenever I can because and like I like remember when we used to have those cell phones where they only give you so many minutes and you just like can't wait to get pinched because someone's gonna pick you have to you never want to be without is my point. So like when we went to Taste
The
last
same as
year,
when I go to a bar and I'm like, that the waitress is slow. I need 2 beers at a
yeah,
time.
right. Yeah, did we talk about that yet?
Oh yeah,
Like,
we have, but
yeah, okay, same idea, but you get my point.
yeah.
I anyway, like so when I go to Taste, I don't want to like I want to make sure there's bullets in the chamber. So I'm walking around with like a fucking mitt full of tickets for food and booze that you use, right?
Uh,
And I have like probably $50, maybe 40 worth of tickets from last year because I bought, not because I knew I needed
but you
them,
can't use them
but I
from one
didn't.
year to the
No, you
next.
can't. You fucking can't. So it almost makes sense to go twice because I'll do that the first time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'll have a mitt full probably at the end of that night that I could use the next night. Like my goal this year for Taste of Edmonton, presuming we go, is to have no tickets at the end of the night, or maybe
And
two.
just so you know, I don't know if you know this or not, but so the tickets don't go to waste. As you're leaving, they have little buckets. If you put the leftover tickets in the buckets,
Yeah, I know.
like it goes to the food bank.
I know, but when we went last year, like when we saw Big Sugar, there were still days left.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, what if I come
And
back?
and we were gonna go to the next day, and then next time, and then
So
neither
you're
of us.
coming with me to that Journey cover shit because I'm fucking going. Like I,
And yes,
100%.
we are going, and we
Like
are going
like
to,
with
and
karaoke,
you're
I'll
coming
probably
with me to Whale and the Wolf.
I will because you asked and because you're coming with me. It's like a trade off, but and like
Dude,
karaoke,
they're great.
I'll
Like,
probably go up and sing with the band.
then I'll leave. Um, you are not a good backup singer.
Oh my god.
You are a
I, I
backup
I'm a
singer with a
professional
smoker's
musician since
cough,
I'm 16 and
and you've
I've
only
made
been
my
good.
money
You've
singing
only
backup.
been good from 16 to
I've
17
made my money
until
singing
your
backup.
balls
So
dropped.
fuck you on
Um,
that front.
I'm just saying, like even when you hired me to promote your band, I I was talking tongue in cheek. But on a different note,
You want tongue in cheek? I'll fucking give you tongue in cheek, kid. Listen, I reserve the right to explore the next topic, and I'm going to right now.
okay, do it.
Do you know what day it is today?
It is June 11th.
Being from Tabor, you should. And Tabor figures into this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
It's National Corn on the Cob Day, which corn, of course, which Tabor is universally known for.
Tabor corn is the best corn
It is. I
in
don't disagree.
Canada.
I don't
Like,
disagree.
there
And
are people that disagree, and they all can go to hell
okay,
sideways. But
in a similar note, the town of Tabor is under intense fire right now
why?
because uh okay, like I'm gonna do this weekly, maybe. And it might only be a couple minutes a week or whatever. But like, as you know, like I'm an Alberta sovereigntist. Like I want us to separate from Canada. Um, I don't use the word separatism or separate, sovereigntist or independence. So we'll call it like the weekly independence roundup. But since our premier, and since it's been established that we're going to have a referendum on whether we're going to have a referendum, in which case everyone should vote yes, because at least, like whether you want to separate or not, you can do that on the second one. But the point is send a message to Ottawa. Anyway, my point is the independence movement in Alberta, and you know that, like you and listeners of this podcast know that I've been out there collecting signatures when we were doing the petition and all that, and it is so grassroots. It's just admirable. There's no big money financing it, despite what the media might tell you. There's no Russia, China, U.S. funding anything. It's just people, good, normal, hardworking Albertans giving of their time. And so, like, there aren't any parties or anything, but there's a couple outfits that, I don't even want to say outfits, but like Stay Free Alberta is like the Alberta Prosperity Project. Go to their website, you can see the document Value of Freedom, which actually costs out what it takes to whatever, like, to separate. But the point is that it's all these kind of outfits that are all supportive of Alberta exiting Canada. Anyway, since the referendum, like, the rules of Elections Alberta are that if you're going to advertise, you have to register as a third party. So it's like a TPA, you're a third party advertiser, just like an election. So, like, if there's an election, and like in all of the elections we've ever seen, parties register as third party advertisers so that people can put signs on their lawn or put their position on billboards or whatever. And one such TPA, third party advertiser, Corey Morgan, of the Western Standard, he bought a billboard in Taber to post his message, like choose Alberta kind of thing, right? And the town of Taber got backlash from a bunch of lefties or whatever, and they asked them to take it down. And the minute that became public, these guys like fucking sold out of their signs. They like the signs you put in your front yard and all that, because they got publicity, and people are talking about boycotting Tabor corn, and which I don't agree with, by the way. I mean, that's just, people are like, some people are like, that's more of a leftist thing, like a woke cancel culture bullshit thing. Like, I'll eat all the Tabor corn I want, but the town of Tabor was wrong. Not only that, but it's unlawful. So, like, if you're a third party approved advertiser from Elections Alberta, nobody can prohibit you from exercising your right to advertise.
No.
And the town of Taber got
and
complained.
The town of Taber can't.
Yeah, exactly. But they asked them to take down the thing. And then when they made that public, these guys are like selling out of signs, and like people are going nuts, going, "What the fuck, Taber?" Yeah, and whatever. I'm not a big fan of backlash and all that.
Legally, they can't.
No, exactly. And whether the good people who sit on that council know it or not, they're wrong. And but Taber definitely made the news. I think Taber got more Taber news out of that than they did when they won the Hockey Night in Canada, whatever, like Hockeyville.
But the thing is, with advertising like that, like say the Nazi Party of Alberta decided to advertise on a radio station.
Yep.
And they paid, as long as they weren't speaking hate speech, like it was stuff that was like within the CRTC limits. You can. Any party can advertise, radio, TV, whatever, as long as it's not hateful. And if you go, I don't agree with their politics, that is wrong. And like, that's the law under Canadian government.
Yep.
Just
well,
saying.
Alberta elections, Alberta. Anyway.
No, but also Canadian.
Maybe, like, I don't really know about
CRTC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know more about that than
I know that, but right now I'm just speaking from knowledge and filtered by alcohol. But
like
Because every
what is it?
time we do this podcast,
Marinated in whiskey.
because every time we do this podcast, when I get home from work, I haven't eaten yet. Um, just saying. But
So no, the thing is, like, you talk about the communists or the Nazi or whoever. It's
yeah,
like it costs a lot of money to do that. It costs a lot of money to put up a billboard, whatever. So you do need, like donations and will, and also like if it's an unpopular opinion, a lot of people want to do it anyway. So it's kind of like built in that,
but it
um,
costs a lot of money for those ads.
yeah, it's built in that like fringe groups like that, particularly if they're hateful, won't have enough support that they can afford to do that. And what do they like? And also, it's not like they're running for office or anything. So like when we're talking about like a referendum, a posted thing that's going to happen, like people are allowed to take sides, register as third party advertisers, and they can't be prohibited from advertising on the basis of that. Not to mention the fact that, like, as much as I'm in favor of that, and like I want to get the word out, I would never be a third party advertiser because um, the rules pertaining to your activities as a third party advertiser within Elections Alberta are so prohibitive. It's like think of Revenue Canada times like 20. You
Oh
spend
yeah.
like 3 hours a week documenting all of your activities, all of your expenditures. Like, um, it's almost not worth it. And the people that are doing it, like there's a Moms for Independence or another. There's a few that have come up now because that's how we get the word out. There is no party. It's just a bunch of people that are gathering support and like getting donations and doing that. Like it's so grassroots, it's so admirable. It's literally the definition of democracy. But like I don't know if it's Women for Independence or Moms or whatever, but they're a registered one too. You can get signs from them. I'm gonna get a sign from somebody. I can't wait for it to get torn down. But it's important that we get the word out and at least have the debate. And uh, even the people on the Stay in Canada side, like even like Polyev or whoever, like they agree that it's wrong and it's broken, but there's no solutions because there can't be any solutions because it's like constitutionally entrenched, like in Confederation that like we're always like the Maritimes have 55% more representation in the House of Commons than we do by population, but we pay equalization. We pay 28 billion to the rest of Canada every year that we don't get back. So whatever. I don't want to get into it, but the weekly roundup in terms of independence is Taber shit the bed, your hometown. Uh,
Oh,
but but in the fall when they harvest corn, I'll be the first guy in line. So on National Corn on the Cob Day, literally today, the town of Tabor hasn't necessarily cast itself in a good light with anybody. Whenever you have these polarizing things, the best thing is to go like, I have my opinion, but I'm keeping it to myself, kind of like medical records or whatever. I mean, listen, I'm vocal about how I feel, but I don't have to be like, and nobody else does either. And I think that there are a lot of, I don't know, like closet separatists or whatever you want to call them, or people that know Alberta. Like, I mean, everybody knows Alberta has got a raw deal here, like for Christ, 121 years. And it's okay to keep your opinion to yourself. But the point being is that, like, if people have the opportunity to express themselves or whatever, towns, particularly Tabor, actually can't prohibit that from happening. And so it's like, don't fold to rage, don't fold to whatever. Go like that's their democratic right. You have the democratic right to complain to us, and you also have the democratic right to register as a third party and put up your own billboards. That's what it's all about in a democracy. So anyway, that's where I sit on that, and I harbor no ill will to Tabor. There's a lot of people that are in leadership that may or may not have backbones with regards to complaints from people. All I'm going to say on that. That's
but
been
the
your
thing
your
is,
your weekly independence report from Chris Mooney.
though, is if you boycott Tabor corn, the farmers who may not also agree with what's in the ads,
Yeah, 100%.
like 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 who make money off the greatest corn on the frickin'
Planet.
planet.
100%. I agree with you.
And
Why would you
yeah,
do that?
don't
Like, it's such a domino effect
like
where
it's
the very people that you want the best for end up being harmed. Like, how fucking stupid is that? And like I said, the minute the first batch of Tabor corn comes out, like, you're coming over and we're crushing that. And maybe a 15-year-old Macallan, who knows? We'll probably have that one killed before then. But the interesting thing about
oh, dude, that's gonna take a long time to kill.
oh yeah, because we're gonna drink the vodka jug after
We're gonna drink.
after a
We're gonna
couple
drink the,
tumblers.
the milk jug full of vodka
Yeah,
after we have the good
like
Macallan.
like a tumbler each or 2 tumblers each, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Anyway, the thing that I find interesting about National Corn on the Cob Day is that it's like fucking June 11th, and they harvest corn in like the fall. So why wouldn't you make it like, October 11th or something? Or September 11th, whenever. Well, I guess obviously not September 11th, but
no, yeah, it's not the 9/11 corn cob day.
yeah,
9/11 corn. Yeah, let's do August. Just saying. Um,
Atheist
but
Day on Christmas.
uh,
Write that down. That's pretty funny.
I'm not writing shit.
All right, the floor is yours, motherfucker.
I don't even remember what I was going to talk about.
Oh, I should mention because like we done like what's going on in your life. The boat is officially going in the water. Well, presuming the weather is going to hold on Saturday. So I'm gonna have my floating living room, my 22-foot pontoon.
I freaking love that boat.
Yeah, I know it's going in on Saturday, and the gloves are off.
Okay,
Let's get after it.
just so you know, remembrance from last year. You don't bring a midget to put it in the water. You don't bring a midget to pull it out of the water.
That was awesome. We
Yeah,
talked
you
about
remember
that,
that?
didn't we?
We did.
The
Like
episode, whatever. We
it,
should
it
we should
does
look that up. I bet there's like good, like best of clips in that.
because you're like, okay, help me do this, and I'm sitting there and I can't reach, and I'm sitting there,
I'm watching you struggle, and you're like,
and
"Help me,"
then
and I could help you, but I wanted to watch you struggle.
and then I'm supposed to be helping you,
Can you
and
help me
you
get
ended
down?
up
I'm like,
doing the whole thing
"Can you help me get down?" And I'm like,
when my ass
in,
got stuck in the
I'm like,
ladder.
in a minute. What are you doing? I'm busy. Laughing.
Yeah. Okay,
Well, we got it.
so
We're doing that again. We should film it. Fuck.
what? Yeah, bring someone of able body to film it.
But the good
Um,
people at the Wob Marina filled the tires on my trailer, and everything's good to go.
oh yeah,
I called them today, and they're like, "Yeah, don't worry, Mooney, we got you sorted." So, Andrew, at least Andrew and I will be out there on Saturday, dunking that floating living room in the water again, and I'm looking forward to another season on the lake.
we have to go a few times. We might actually record
We should do a
some parts
podcast
of this.
episode. Yeah.
Like we won't have um signal to stream. We might have to record and add it.
Well, I got like 200 gigs on my plan. Like, I think.
Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we
Yeah.
get there.
Um.
But
And you because you're grinding now. Like it'll only be really the weekends that you'll be able to go, right?
I can't do during the week.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you were at Cruise and the Bear, we still managed to get out. So,
but
and I'm
but
not
when
sure
I
it'll
was
be a
at
problem.
Cruise, I was done work by 10.
Mm,
I'm done at 4
right.
now.
Yeah.
Like
We have like a big list.
note,
Yeah. What do you
this
want
is
to
the
talk about?
Bald and Short of It podcast. I am James.
You're
P.
not
White.
shutting it down right now, are you?
Yeah, I'm shutting it down right now because we are.
I'm like, I woke up at 4. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I had so much energy, and now it's spent. I'm Jimmy White. I'm fucking.
It's James P. White.
I'm James
Jimmy.
P. White. Oh, my apologies, son.
And actually going forward on July the 3rd, come to the Druid, and where I'm hosting Ladies' Night. See you then, baby.
Circling the toy.